Towards your future. And I'm just going to share with you guys a little bit about my life and how I got to this point as far as being the Director of Career and Transfer here at Weatherford College. Okay. Back in 1982, it was the summer of 1982, my mother, Mary Turntine, she was murdered, raped, and beat in the state of Mississippi. It's an event that would forever change my life. We relocated here to Texas with our dad. I have two sisters, Felicia Turntine and Jennifer. I'm the middle child, I'm the only boy. When we moved here to Texas in '82 with our dad, I was excited. Being the only child, being the only boy, I was so excited. But my dad had other plans. He cracked under pressure. My dad used to be on drugs. He used to abuse me. He used to abuse my sisters. He used to tell us we wasn't gonna be anything. We were sorry. For me, it was hard. Because those words was the man who I was named after. I'm junior, he's senior. I didn't understand why he did what he did, but as I going through my transition, I was always raised to respect. In order to take charge of your future, wherever you're going ahead, you have to know that word respect, you need it. I don't care what you're going through. I don't care what your color. I don't care what your background. Everyone have to have respect in order to build your dreams and build who you are. So I was always raised to respect. 1993, I was homeless as a 7th grader, living on the streets, sleeping on the streets, eating out of the trash can, staying with different people. I didn't have anything. Everything that I had was somebody else. And I always knew that I wanted to be successful. I used to always tell my mom, I'm gonna be successful. And my mom used to always share with me this statement. She used to say, John, are you gonna wait on someone to make you special? Or are you gonna make yourself special? It wasn't until I lost my mom that statement stayed with me forever. And so in my transition of leaving my dad's house, I ended up on the streets, staying with people I didn't even know. They just opened their door to me. But through everything that I've been through, the common denominator that I understood was education. That's something that changed you. But you gotta embrace it. You can't fool yourself about your education. You can't fool yourself about things that you need help in. And so, I embraced it through all my transition, through the most critical and terrible parts of my life. I didn't make any excuses. No, I didn't. Because my mama raised me to know what the excuses are. And so my time, I'm living with everyone, teammates, teachers, classmates, people in the community. By the time my freshman year, I was still homeless in 1984 at Everman High School. And so when I was in high school, I used to go and get trash out of the trash, get my lunch out, put it in my book bag, go to class. See, I didn't know that I was supposed to let somebody know that I was homeless and that I needed help. I didn't know. In the same way I didn't know, it's probably the same way you don't know about needing and getting help in your education. There's a lot of individuals on this campus that's here to help you. I need you to open your mouth. I need you to have a voice. It doesn't matter if you come from money or if you don't. I need you to make your life your own. Make it your own. You gotta take charge. You can't take charge of where you're going until you embrace where you at, until you embrace your past. Your past is a part of you, but it's not who you are. And so I'm at Everman High School. I'm dealing with all these transitions, and I'm going through a lot of emotional things. Education. It was the thing that I fell in love with. So my freshman year, my algebra teacher was Caucasian, Miss McCarthy. She invited me to stay with her. I was from Mississippi. It was different for me to go stay with a Caucasian person because everything in Mississippi was different from Texas. And so I didn't know. I said, you know what? I'm gonna go so I can have a place. Tom, at the time, he was the UTA police chief, a police officer. That was different too. But he taught me so many things. Just to give you an example, when I used to be in football practice, he used to ask me, John, when are you coming home? I say 5:30. I get there at like 5:50. He upset. I used to be like, man, what's your problem? And Tom said something to me that sticks with me today. He said, we was waiting on you so that we can know what's going on in your life. Something that small, but yet have such a big impact. So I started understanding. So I started going home, eating dinner so that they could know what was going on in my life. See, where I came from, I never was taught that. And that's the one thing about everything you do, you have to you have to teach yourself, or someone else have to teach you how to do things. And so I wasn't taught that something as small, sitting down eating dinner, was important. So I played sports. I was an athlete, football player. I was okay. Somebody wrote a letter to the school board my sophomore year, and it told Miss McCarthy that I lived out the district. And so the school gave me two options, of either moving in with Miss McCarthy and going to Southwest, or staying homeless and staying at Everman. I decided to stay at Everman because I didn't want to meet any new friends. I didn't. So I stayed and went back to being homeless. And then I dated this young lady, and her dad and mom moved me in. And me and her broke up 2 weeks after they moved me in. And my sophomore year, now I can focus on my academics. I still had things that I needed to deal with, like the anger of getting it outside of me and being vocal. And so when I moved in with Tasha and her parents, I could focus on my academic. See, when I came from Mississippi, I was on a 4th grade reading level because the education system down there and in Texas is totally different. So I had to do some catching up. And some people in this classroom got to do some catching up. Here's what I'm here to tell you. Don't be afraid of what you need help in. To be quiet is to kill your dreams and yourself. So if you know you need help in history, math, go to those professors. Say, I need help. When do you have time? I promise you they'll help you. I promise you. And so that's what I went. I went to my teachers and I said, I needed help. And my teacher said, okay. But some of my teachers were like, oh, you'll be okay. You're a football player. It'll work out. See, I never want to be one-dimensional, ever. And that's one thing I fell in love with education, because it don't make you one-dimensional. Education add hats, and many hats. I went from being first-gen, low-income, homeless, to now being a student, to now having a possibility of going to college. So I focused on all my schoolwork, my junior year, my sophomore year. Then my senior year came, and I had about 50 schools. TCU, University of Texas, you name every school that's in the top 25, I got a letter from them saying, hey, John, we want you to come and play for us. But it was one thing that I was missing. I had to go take the SAT, was a standardizing test. And I don't know, I used to be afraid when I take tests. I used to have anxiety. I used to just go AWOL. And then there was this lady named Miss Susie Parks. Miss Parks said, hey, John, we want to tutor you in the football team. I took her up on the offer. No one else did. I made a 1250. SAT came back, and they said, no, you're not that smart. There's going to be some people in your life that tell you that you're not that smart, or you can't do it. You can. it don't start with nobody but self. You just gotta have those tools in order to do it. And the voice and the will. So I went back and took the test twice, just so I could show the SAT that I was smart. I passed it the second time. TCU was still hanging around after all those 50 schools. And TCU said, if you want it, you can have it. A full ride. I was like, wow, I'm about to get the opportunity to go to Texas Christian University. And I knew it was gonna change my life forever. And when I got to TCU, like I told you in high school, I was doing some catching up. On my first comp paper in college, I made a 30 out of 100. That's an F. That's like, you flunked. Try again. I had two options. I can blame the professor, or I can be accountable. So I went to that professor and I said, hey, you don't like me. You gave me this grade. I don't deserve it. I'm gonna get you fired. And I remember Dr. Jackal, she was German, and she gave me a TCU writing card. It said TCU Resource Writing Center. And I remember in high school, some of the kids who was in resource, some of the football players and other students made fun because they say, oh, well, if you was in resource, that mean you was dumb. That mean it was something bad. But little did I know, going through my transition and my journey, that if you're going to get help and it's got a resource on it, it's to better you. It's to make you better in that area. And so I planted myself 5 years in that education writing center. And after those 5 years, I graduated with multiple degrees, a master's and a bachelor's, a 4.0, a 3.2. This homeless kid, former homeless kid, eating out of the trash, living with everybody. And education gave me a chance to make a life for myself. It wasn't the football, that was just one component of me. Football gave me the education, it gave me the scholarship, but it was once again your effort. It's what you go put out. Can't nobody help you if you're not gonna help yourself. Excuses, man, everybody have them. But the most important thing is yourself. This place, Weatherford College, is to make you better. It's to prepare you so when you're going forward to that four-year institution, or you're going to look for a job, whatever you're doing, when you leave here, you should be better than when you came. So in order to take charge of your future, you have to do some things. You have to be accountable. You have to be respectful. You have to have a voice. You have to share people your dreams. Tell them where you want to go. That's how you tap into your resources. And you have to be real. Too many times, people don't want to be real about what they need help in. If you really want to be successful, you'll embrace it and you invest in yourself by using your voice and being active in your educational life. Your mama, your daddy, your granny, no one can do it for you. Y'all are young adults. Make sure you make the most of your life. After graduating TCU, I got an opportunity to sign with the Detroit Lions. I went and played NFL football. After Detroit Lions cut me, I went to Canada. I played over in Canada for 4 years, 2 years in Ottawa, the capital of Canada, and 2 years in Montreal. And here's what I'm here to tell you. It's not where you've been. It's not where you at. It's definitely where you're going forward. And because of what I did, opened up doors for me. Not only for me as a father, as an educator, but so on and so on. The hats I used to wear, that I wasn't ashamed of them, but that's who I were. That's who I were. So I wish each and every last one of y'all good luck in your educational journey. I'm located in the Doss Center. No one went to college and got a degree on their own. That's a fact. Everyone who done got a degree from any college, JUCO, whatever, they needed assistance. So don't be ashamed to go seek. for yourself. Everybody's story is different. Everybody's life different, but the one common goal is that y'all all here to educate yourself and get better and try to provide for yourself later on down the road. Some of you guys, you probably know what you want to do. Some of you guys probably don't. If you don't, go talk to people. Job shadow. Ask questions. Don't try to do this on your own. Because if you do, you may be in a place unknown. But if you try to do it with other people in your life, they may get you to the point where you need to be. Just always remember, one day at a time. But education, it changed lives. Education makes you more than one-dimensional. Football, that's great. But I can throw these rings away. I can throw them trophies away. And the things that I'm proud of is my degrees that are sitting in my office, on my wall. And knowing that now I'm a homeowner, now I'm a husband, now I'm a father. And when I couldn't take care of myself as a kid after my mom got murdered, but because of what I did in my education, I can now take care of all of us. And I take pride in that. So good luck to all y'all. Please take pride in the education. I'm here to help you if you want. If you don't, good luck to you anyway. Be blessed.